Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this tutorial we're going to change tack completely because there's a few little things left that I still want to show you, and I'm going to show you how to put together an applet here, and we're going to use that as a context for the last few things. But most of the stuff that I show you here applies to any Swing application, and you can use it in any kind of Swing application. And equally, the stuff that I've showed you before can nearly all be used in applets as well. So applets are they're kind of applications that you can embed in a web page, and often people choose to use Flash rather than Java for that these days. But it's a useful I said useless, but it's a useful thing to know in case you need to know it, and they are still used and they are still useful. But the disadvantage of an applet over Flash is that if you have an applet embedded in a web page, you'll see an error, well, not an error, but a warning at the top of your browser that says, do you want to run this applet? And it's kind of just annoying to have to, show that error to users. So I think for that reason, more than any other, applets aren't massively popular, but they could be useful. So let's right click the project folder here, and I'm going to go to create a new class. I'll just call this main and click finish. Now I'm going to make main extend JApplet. So applets don't have to be Swing based, but they can be, and this one is going to be because this is a Swing tutorial series. And I'm going to do Control-Shift-O there to add the import. And click save. Now JApplet has a bunch of methods that you will want to override, or at least you want to override some of them, and let's have a look at some of the most important ones in this tutorial. So I've right clicked there and I'm going to go to source, override implement methods. Please excuse the sound of the workmen working across the road here, and I'm going to go, let's have a look. So there's a lot of messages here, a lot of methods here that you could override, but there's about 4 that are particularly important. I think the Swing specific ones are generally, you can probably usually leave them alone. If we go into applet here, because JApplet derives or extends applet, we've got an init method. Init is where you do any initialization that you have to in your applet, so it's kind of like a constructor. But rather than doing initialization in a constructor for an applet, you do it in init, and that's called when the applet's kind of set up. And you would connect to a database in init as well if you want to. And if you have to destroy anything, like you have to close the database connection or anything, you do it in destroy. And there's also a start method. Start is called whenever your applet is displayed. And if the user goes to a different internet page, browses away from the applet, stop will be called. So if your applet has to run in any sense, like for example if you've got a timer or a game loop, you want to start it running in start, and you want to stop it whenever stop is called, and then if start's called again you want to restart it. So we're going to just work with these 4, I think, in this series of tutorials. So let's just for a moment, let's just put some sysouts in there, and we'll look at this in a bit more detail in future. So sysout, there we go. I'll write init there. Let's just copy that, and let's put destroy, and in here I'll have start, and in here of course stop. Now we're going to look at how to embed this in a web page, but for the moment, to test your applet, you can just click run like this, and this is your applet running, and there's nothing to see at the moment. You can see that init has been called. It was called first of all, and then start is called, and then if I quit this applet, we're going to get stop and then destroy. And bear in mind that start and stop can be called multiple times while the applet's in business, so to speak. So that's it for this tutorial. Join me again next time, and until next time, happy coding.